there, welcome to my channel. I'm Dr. Cassie DeWitt, Doctor of Occupational Therapy. I am a pelvic floor specialist. I have spent my career helping over 4,000 women stop leaking urine. Please hit that follow, subscribe button and stick around for all the information. Today we are talking about bladder health in terms of hydration. So the natural mechanism is bladder fills up, sends the signal to the brain. We walk into the bathroom, we sit down in a good position and posture, and pelvic floor gets out of the way, bladder contracts. We're supposed to do that 5 to 7 times in a 24-hour period with no more than one nighttime waking. To know if we're emptying a full bladder, we can count 1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi, 3 Mississippi on the initiation of flow to the end of the urine until you're done peeing, basically. And if it reaches 10 seconds, that's a really good indication that we have emptied a full bladder, right? So it can go over 10 seconds, obviously. If you're below 10 seconds and you had that signal to pee, and it might even have been an urgent signal. I talk about that on this channel. That's urgency. That's different. And we can train your bladder to get out of that rhythm. Believe me, I was in that rhythm for a long time. It makes you feel very out of control. But today for hydration, let's stick with that and stay on topic. When you are hydrating your body, we are doing it with electrolytes or water, and mainly we want to alleviate as much inflammation in the bladder lining as possible so the bladder is happy, because when the bladder is not happy, it makes it really hard for it not to interrupt our daily life. And the bladder has a big impact on our quality of life. When you're putting carbonation, caffeine, alcohol are the 3 big ones, we're inflaming that bladder lining. That can really cause it to be irritated. And when it's irritated, it's sensitive. And that's when we get urgency, frequency, nighttime wakings, and even leakage. So ensuring that we're putting enough water in it every day and electrolytes can be really helpful. But how do we do that without just drowning the bladder? In my online pelvic floor portal, You're in Good Company, we have a whole module on nutrition and hydration, because it's so critical to understand what you put in your body absolutely influences how your bladder and pelvic floor will function. When you're thinking about hydrating, if you drink, we start with your baseline. So if you join this fitness program and it says drink a gallon of water, or you've heard I need to drink 100 ounces of water, or I need to drink half my body weight in ounces, all of that are just places for you to become really obsessive with it. So I tell my students, we're never going to be obsessive. We are going to be committed to hydration. And how we do that and sustain it for a long term, because we want it long term. Our body is made up of 75% water. We need to be able to hydrate appropriately without living in the bathroom. So if you're used to drinking 20 ounces of water and then you go to drinking 100 ounces of water or a gallon of water, you are waterboarding your bladder. And so you're going to live in the bathroom. You're going to go 12, 15, 17 times, as one of the women who started P9, or no, what was it? 75 hard. I think you have to drink a gallon of water or something like that. 17 times a day she was urinating when she started that program. So important to think of this as, I'm going to sustain this for the rest of my life. So how do I do it appropriately? So if you drink 20 ounces of water, we're going to go up by 5 to 10 ounces. Say 20 ounces. This week, we're going to go to 25 ounces or 30 ounces, you choose. And we stick with that for an entire week. And if you go to 30 ounces and you notice that you've added 2 more bathroom trips, we're going to back it down to 25 ounces and see how bladder does, while removing the carbonation, caffeine, and alcohol. That includes carbonated water, unfortunately. Carbonated water is my happy hour of drink choice, Topo Chico for life. And it will help with hydration, but it can inflame your bladder. And so when you're training your bladder, you just don't want to mess with it. 25, 30 ounces. And then you do that for an entire week. And that's when you collect the data. Going to the bathroom 8 times, I'm urinating though, a full bladder, so that's okay. I just need to get more used to it. And maybe the next week you go up by 5 ounces and see how it goes. And we keep adding until we feel, I'm not really feel like I'm dying of thirst. You know, when you're dehydrated, it can kind of feel like you're dying of thirst, or your skin's dry and cracked, or your hair, or your urine color. That's a big one that we need to look at. If your urine color is a light lemonade color, that's perfect. Also look at your stool. Are you constipated, or does it look like you need more hydration? When we start looking at what our body tells us instead of Joe Schmo who doesn't know us is telling us, so much better, right? So someone who lives at a high elevation, their hydration needs might look a lot different than someone who lives in a normal elevation, or someone who works outside in the South might have a different hydration need than someone in a cooler state. So it just really depends. It also depends on your diet and your sleep and all of these things, medications you're taking. Take all of that into consideration when you are training your bladder. But it's not this, I have to be obsessed with hitting this number, and if I don't, I'm going to chug water all day, then I'm up all night. I'm also not a therapist that ever tells my patients that they can't take water to bed at night. I take my water to bed every single night. I drink most of my water, honestly, through the night because I'm still breastfeeding, and I don't use the bathroom. And that's also, we can talk about nighttime wakings in another video, but super important to hydrate appropriately, not to waterboard your bladder. Go up slowly until you feel a good hydration. That might take a few weeks, and that's okay, because once you build that up, then you can say, I need 85 ounces. That makes me feel really good. Or I need 105 ounces, or whatever it is. It gives you the data on yourself. And then if you want to increase that water intake, you can. You just do it slowly. The other side of that, I had one more thing. Electrolytes. I love electrolytes. The cells in our body are this. An electrolyte, which is potassium, vitamin C, and sodium, they're going to help open those up so hydration can get in them, and that will sustain hydration longer and make those cells really happy. So around 3 o'clock every day, I used to need a coffee or a Dr. Pepper out, and I added electrolyte water in, and it's a pick-me-up. It's like it's the same. I will never say it's the same. Something about coffee just makes me feel warm and cozy, even though I live in the South and it's hotter than Hades here. But now I get to drink my electrolyte water, and I have energy for my kiddos after 3 p.m., which is a big change. So I hope that helps. Hydrate slowly. Don't be obsessed with a number. Don't judge the amount of water you drink every day. Just hydrate. Collect your data. See how long you're peeing. What color is your pee? Light lemonade color. Are your lips cracked? Are the bottom of your feet cracked? Is your hair brittle? Is your skin dry? All of that. We glow from the inside out. Make sure that you are hydrating well, and when you have medication needs, take that into consideration, but still look at your urine color. Okay, until next time, I will see you soon. Bye-bye.